Anyhow, on a lighter note, my name's Aaron. This is Canadian Looney. That was just upsetting to watch.
I just want to float a trouble. And wouldn't it be amazing if we had an international network of voices speaking up against fascism? That's what we need right now. When I was hungry, you fed me. When I was homeless, you gave me a bed. What? When I was in prison, you came and comforted me, and you haven't done any of that. What? Have you, Senator?
Hey, that's something everyone can enjoy.
Hey, what's up, Aaron, Canadian Looney? This is going to be hysterical, guys. So a senator from Maine, Joseph Martin, I think his name is, sent a letter to the western provinces, to British Columbia, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Alberta, just letting them know they can leave Canada and come to the States, and kind of had like what the rules would be, like that it wouldn't be under the crown anymore, that it would be part of the people of the United States and not North America. Pretty basic stuff. Anyhow, we have this old goat, Charlie Angus, who's rolling up his sleeves and gonna try to have a fist fight in the streets with Joseph Martin. It seems like this guy quit politics altogether. Or not altogether, I guess. He's here on YouTube making a video about Canadian federal politics, rolling up his sleeves, gonna try to get into a fight with an American senator. It's preposterous. We'll have some laughs with Charlie Angus through this video because he's a clown. Clowns are for laughs. Anyhow, Charlie Angus, let's watch you go, man. Have a fight in the streets with another old man. Do it. You're so tough.
Hey, that's something everyone can enjoy.
Good morning, Senator Martin from Maine. It's Charlie Angus here in Canada. You know, when I heard that you'd sent out these mimeographed letters to elected legislators across Western Canada asking them to commit treason, to sell out their nation, to give up their sovereignty.
What is going on here? Charlie Angus is getting ready to freak out. I read the letter that he's discussing. The letter wasn't so bad. It wasn't.
I thought it was a joke, honestly. I mean, for one, nobody up here has ever heard of you. So I had to look you up, and I learned, oh, you represent Maine. That's that piece of ground that's below the beautiful provinces of New Brunswick and Quebec. Now, in saying that, I know I'm being a little mean to Maine, but heck, you guys voted for him, so I hope you don't mind if I put a little bit of shoulder into your chin.
Charlie Angus, go get some hair of the dog. Whatever is going to fix your broken way, man. It's hysterical, guys.
All right, elbows up. Elbows up.
So I was thinking, okay, who is this guy? And what's his offer for getting people to sell out their country? So I looked up your letter, and what did you say? You said, well, the United States has the values of Western civilization. So is that the same Western civilization that elects a convicted felon, a sexual predator, a guy who brags about feeding people to alligators? Is that your Western civilization? You say that this is a nation under the Constitution. So is that the same Constitution that makes it possible for guys in masks to kidnap people off the streets? Or the president to send the National Guard against unarmed civilians in American cities? Is that your Constitution? Then, of course, you have to say that you're a nation under Christian values. You know, I like Jesus. I sure don't like this American guy called Jesus.
These are Muslim values. These are Canadian values.
Oh, yeah. Because when I was hungry, you fed me. When I was homeless, you gave me a bed. And when I was in prison, you came and comforted me. And you haven't done any of that, have you, Senator? Because your idea of a Bible is some schlocky gold lame stick sold by your president along with his crypto memes. That's your values. So let me just give you a quick lesson in Canada. Number one, we believe in diversity, equity, and inclusion because our diversity makes us stronger. You talk about a melting pot. Yeah, well, shit floats, and we've seen that. You believe in the inalienable right of any moron in the United States to walk into a gun store and come out with an AR-15 in order to shoot up a school of children, to terrorize high school students, to shoot up a church, a synagogue, or a Walmart, because you don't happen to like the Latino Americans who shop there. Well, in Canada, we believe in the inalienable right of a family to go to the emergency ward at the hospital and get their children treated without going bankrupt, because that's what a civilized nation does. We believe in democracy, where it's one person, one vote, where elections are not decided by dark money, by super PACs, and by the oligarchs. And you know, we don't get a lot of things right here, but we're working on it, because we believe at the end of the day that the economy shouldn't just favor the 1%. It should ensure that we have diversity of opportunity. Now that's something you totally suck at, Senator, and I'm not being mean. I looked up Maine. You have like some of the worst job numbers in the United States. You have some of the lowest wages. I would think that a new senator would have spent his time making sure that we've got jobs where you are. But no, what you're doing is picking fights with a neighbor that you're dependent upon. Because the other thing I've noticed, Senator, is that the tourism dollars in Maine have collapsed. This is the worst year ever in Maine for tourism. And why is that? Because of idiots like you insulting our nation, insulting our people, belittling us. And you think we're going to come across the border and suck up to you? It ain't going to happen. So here's the thing, Senator. There are a million places the Canadians will go spend their money. And Maine isn't one of them, because they elected a moron like you. So we're going to do our part, Senator, to make sure that nobody spends money in Maine and nobody spends money in the United States of Donald Trump, as long as you are a nation that allows people to be kidnapped off the streets, as long as you are a nation that insults your neighbors and sucks up to gangsters like Vladimir Putin. Because in Canada, we are a nation of inclusion, a nation that's multicultural, a nation that supports linguistic duality, a nation that is based on the lands that we live on, which belong to the indigenous people, and we are all going to work that out together as a nation, because we respect each other. But we don't respect you, Senator, we don't respect MAGA, and we don't respect the criminal that you work for. In Canada, we will remain true, north, strong, and free, and we will always be that. Goodbye, Senator.
Everyone has an opinion about Canadian federal politics. Hey gang, what's up? Just Aaron right here, Question Period Canada. How y'all doing? We've been watching and learning all about Canadian federal politics, trying to share that with you. We've got all of these crazy videos to watch from the House Commons, from committee, from the scrums, whatever. There's many sources, but let's take a peek at this one. It's off the rails. All the videos here are. Let's take a peek.
Talk about children going hungry, that they can't afford to feed families. I hear this from the Conservatives all the time, and yet that member stood up and voted against a national school program for children. Canada is the only country in the G7 without a school lunch program, a food program. So this would be a solution, but Conservatives don't believe in solutions. Conservatives believe in trying to gaslight the entire nation on this. And I would like to ask the honourable member why she voted against it.
To that NDP member who's decided not to run again because he's, his constituents have told him enough, and also his leader who signed an agreement, who's propped up this Liberal government, whose brother is a lobbyist for Metro. So I find it very interesting. But to his point about why we wouldn't vote in favour of that, why would you vote in favour of more bureaucracy? Under this Prime Minister, bureaucracy has increased 40% and customer service has decreased. You know what that school food program is? $2.50 a kid. And you know what? There's no food in it. It's purely bureaucracy. If you don't fix this carbon tax and quit driving up the cost of food, you will never be able to feed families, do the right thing, make sense, and stop doing this nonsense marketing schemes that won't feed anyone.
Everyone has an opinion about Canadian federal politics.
Lived in mold-filled homes, sheds, and even tents on a tiny plot of land. This is because the feds and Doug Ford refused to transfer land so they can build the homes they need. The Liberals would rather protect the land interests of the mining giant De Beers, a corporation that made $21 million from the sale of a single diamond in Attawapiskat. They're putting the interests of De Beers ahead of people who desperately need safe homes. When will the Liberals stop stalling and give the land back to the Cree of Attawapiskat? Good.
And what's up? Just Aaron right here, Question Period Canada. How y'all doing? You guys recognize Charlie Angus from the introduction there? He seems harmless enough. Well. Andrew Scheer has another video that we're going to take a peek at that's explaining that Charlie Angus is up to no good. He's pushing through this new bill that is just ludicrous, guys. It's scary what's going on in our country. Andrew Scheer people are on it right here. Let's take a peek. He's an MP from Saskatchewan, been in the House of Parliament since 2004. He's pretty entertaining. His videos are fun. This is a bit scary. Let's check it out.
If the radical left in this country has their way, then this video will be illegal because of what I'm about to say. The oil and gas sector provides jobs and employment for thousands of Canadians, including First Nations communities. That right there will land me in jail if the NDP have their way. Sound insane? Well, you're not wrong. But the NDP actually have a plan to jail people who speak positively about the energy sector. Let's get into this because this isn't just silly or ridiculous. It's actually terrifying. This is Bill C-372. This comes from NDP Member of Parliament Charlie Angus. He is a veteran and a senior member of Jagmeet Singh's NDP team. You might remember him from some of these vile tweets he's put out. Or who can forget this incredible performance?
We're making the change, and don't let them tell you it can't be done. When the night is dark, it'll always be the dawn.
Now, this bill prohibits the promotion of fossil fuels. It even carries big fines and jail time for people who say certain positive things about the energy sector. I'm not paraphrasing here or putting words in Charlie Angus's mouth. I'm reading directly from the bill. It says it is prohibited for a person to promote a fossil fuel in a manner that states or suggests that the fossil fuel, its production or its emissions are less harmful than other fossil fuels. What does that mean? If I were to tell you that natural gas emits fewer greenhouse gases than, say, coal, off to jail I go. It goes on. It's prohibited to promote fossil fuels in a manner that states or suggests that a fossil fuel would lead to positive outcomes in relation to the environment, the health of Canadians, reconciliation with Indigenous peoples, or the Canadian economy. If I were to say that, for example, the oil and gas sector creates jobs for thousands of Canadians, or that First Nations groups want to develop their natural resources, including oil and gas, to help bring prosperity for their people, and that would be a step towards reconciliation, off to jail I go. That's right. Charlie Angus and the NDP and the radical left in this country want to make it illegal to debate ideas. So in this video, I've already said positive things about Canadian oil and gas. I've already talked about the benefits it brings to Indigenous communities and workers across the country. So I would be in violation of this act. What could I face should this become law? Well, on conviction, I could be subject to a fine of up to $1 million, or I could go to prison for up to 2 years. That's what the NDP are talking about, sending people to prison for up to 2 years for saying positive things about Canada's oil and gas sector. Insane. You might think it's just a throwaway bill from an obscure member of parliament that you've never heard about. But trust me, Charlie Angus is a major player in the NDP, and the NDP is a coalition partner with Justin Trudeau. This is a big deal, and it is a sign of things to come. You see, this is a tactic of the far left. They come up with these types of ideas, and at first they're kind of laughed at. Nobody takes it seriously, but they start to propose more and more of these types of things, and the whole conversation shifts until one day they're actually doing what Justin Trudeau's doing, passing laws to control the internet and passing laws to restrict our freedoms and subsidizing media outlets that are friendly to him and punishing those that aren't. Now, words like authoritarian and fascist get thrown around a lot these days, but this is the definition of totalitarian government. When the government can control what you can say, how you can debate ideas, that is horrifying. You don't have to go too far back in our history to find examples of governments that made it illegal to debate ideas in order to retain their grip on power or to advance their agenda over the objections of their people. Dictators do this all the time. Fidel Castro put people in jail for saying positive things about capitalism. Soviet dictators did the same thing, shipping people off to the gulag if they complained about the communist agenda. This is a tactic of socialists and authoritarian politicians throughout time and across the world. When they lose arguments, they make it illegal to debate them. They literally make ideas or viewpoints banned. And that's what this bill will do. This bill will send people to jail for promoting the idea that certain forms of oil and gas are better for the environment than other, and that the energy sector provides such a benefit to the Canadian economy. That is the tactic of the radical left. Literally, they can't win debates on their own merits, so they will put other people in jail for opposing them. Don't forget, this is part of an agenda. Justin Trudeau has already started to take away your rights to free speech. He's got his bill C-11, a restriction on free speech, and other bills designed to give him control over the internet, what you can see and post online. He bought off the media outlets across this country, subsidizing newspapers and stacking boards to determine which outlets get government money and which ones don't. This is a slow but sure erosion of your ability, of our ability as Canadians to discuss things freely, to debate things. That's the only way that good ideas emerge from the pack of awful ideas, when they're tested and debated and they hold up to scrutiny. And the NDP and Liberals want to do away with all that so that nobody can question their extreme agenda. This is why this matters. So, if I'm going to find myself offside with the far left's new bill to restrict what you can say about the energy sector, and if I'm going to be subject to fines and imprisonment, I might as well earn it. Clean and ethical Canadian natural gas is better for the environment than coal. The oil and gas industry provide jobs for thousands of Canadians in every part of this country. First Nations communities benefit from investment, drilling, exploration, and exportation of clean and ethical oil and gas. Every Canadian is better off thanks to our energy sector. There you go. I've just earned myself a few years in prison and maybe a couple $1 million worth of fines for saying something that is true. Prison used to be the place we sent people who did things like steal cars or commit violent assaults. Now, if the far left in this country get their way, it's going to be where the government sends people who say an important principle in Western societies, that the truth was always a defense. But that won't be the case if the radical far left in this country have their way. Conservatives are going to fight this bill, but stay vigilant and don't believe that the NDP will protect your rights and liberties, because they won't.
So what do you think, gang? Is Charlie Angus up to no good? It kind of sounds like it right there with that bill. It sounds ludicrous. You get fined and jail time for telling the truth about different types of fuel? How ludicrous is it getting, guys? It's out of control. Andrew Scheer's videos are fun. At least there's that. My name's Aaron. This is Question Period Canada. Come join us while we're broadcasting live one of the question periods from the House of Commons floor. It's a fun community, a great chat room. Come and check it out. I think you'll enjoy it. Thank you for watching this video. We'll be making another one very, very soon. Come and join us this afternoon. There's a live question period. Come and check us out. That's it. Thanks for watching the video. Like, subscribe, get notified, share, all that stuff. Check out this other video. And that's it. We'll catch you next time, guys. Have something healthy to eat today. Try to stay warm out there. Thanks for watching.
Oh, yeah. Hi, everyone. Congratulations, you're spending more money on taxes than on food, clothing, and shelter combined.
How many kids did you molest Jeffrey Epstein?
More than just elbows. These are Muslim values. These are Canadian values.
Anyhow, what are you going to do? Trying to keep you informed. Aaron Canadian Looney trying to hit 30,000 subs. Help me get there. Thank you for watching this video. We'll catch you in the next one. Later, gang.